Okie dokie, we'll wait a few minutes before I get started, because I know Susan's going to come in after me, so this might take me a little bit longer because I got actually two different things that I'm going to do here. But let's see if we can get that down some more. And I couldn't turn it the other way. So I'll give it a couple seconds, minutes, and then we'll get started. Got lots to get through here to get this done. This is what we're going to be making tonight. This is candy corn, and it is hello Cece, hello Dawn, hi girls. This is what I'm going to be doing tonight. This can be done and put together for both, or it can be two different pieces that you could use or make for different things. We're going to start with the hat first because that's the most complicated of the two, and I can show you how to attach them. And you'll get a pattern. I'll have the pattern and everything with this. The only thing I haven't put on is my mouth because I'm not really happy. I bought these and I was going to do that for my mouth, but I didn't really like it. So before I put everything together, I'll have some kind of maybe a mouth or something. I'll do it with magic marker. I'm not really sure. Hello, Miss Dawn. So I'm going to get started because I got a lot to get to. This is the pattern you will get. You're going to be drawing. This is done with poster board, and this is what you're going to be building it on, and this is the foam board. This is a black one, which is nice for this because I got this at Dollar Tree because they didn't have white ones. And we're going to start with our hat. And I cut it out on the foam board, and then I took and put a piece of quilting fabric on there, and then I just cut it out to make to fit it because we're going to be using material on this one. This one we're going to be using the glitter foam that has sticky stuff on the back, which is easy to work with. And you'll be, when you do this, you're going to have one for your pattern, then you're going to cut, you can cut out another one of the board, and you're going to cut it in half. I'll have the markings on here for each cut so that when you put this down on top of here, you can use your magic marker to put where your material is going to go, so then you can have it all right here. You can be able to see it on here. And this is what you can use to cut your material out of. Now, my material, what I'm going to use is, this is my pattern. I'm using this bat pattern, the Harlequin, orange stripe, some more Harlequin, and then the purple stripe at the top. So that's where, and when you cut this out on this, I'll have it down. You cut a little bit further than this because you want to be able to wrap it around the foam board with the quilt batting on there. Okay, now the material, I got a Harlequin. I buy it by the bolt from Joann's. These two, I'm pretty sure I got all three of these on Etsy because I couldn't really find anything that I really liked. So here's your little pattern pieces, and this is your main pattern. And then after, when you're all done, you can use this to cover up all your messy stuff, and then I'll show you how you can put, to be able to attach it. So let's get started. Put all the little pieces over here. And originally what I start with, I got this and I got made out of wood because that's what I start with my pattern with, this right here. Okay, so that's my little line. That's where I want that to go right up against, because my next part of material is going to come up against that right there. So you want to pull it over. We're going to turn it over just to make sure that we got enough so we can center it where we got enough to pull it up. And I probably should have made this a little bigger and made it easier for me, but oh God, that would be just way too easy for Debbie to make it too easy. So let's put a little bit of the glue there just to tack that there, to hold it in place so that it doesn't move on me. And then we're going to flip it over. And we are going to start by putting some, I'm going to turn this up and hopefully I won't burn myself like I did the other day. Press it down. I'm just going to put a light, just light, more or less just rubbing it in to pull this up. And I'm going to pull it up there, like that. Then I'm going to take my scissors. And when you got like a corner like this, you want to cut it in so then it will fit into the corners, you know. Nice. That one, it seems like maybe not. Got it in there, but let's see. So, we're going to put a little bit on this side right here. And pull it in. I mean, I burnt myself really bad. I don't know. I'd had it turned up when I was doing something, and I forgot to turn it down, and then I got some, like, on something. I went to wipe it off, and I burnt myself. Hi, Deb. Thanks for coming in. So now, I got these two sides down. Now I'm going to try to work it all the way around and kind of fold in the sides. Just pull it over. I know that you probably can't see this that well, but that's the best I can do. You know, I probably could have done it from my iPad and we got a better view. Well, if it doesn't come back, if we still can't use our equipment next week, or the next time I'm on, that's what I'll do. Because I can see quite well on this one. And I tried turning that and it went all crazy on me. I don't know what I did wrong to make it wide. See, I'm just taking that and gluing it down. This. Don't want a lot of glue, you just want to run it on the top so that you can get it flat. And then you can cut off any excess. But that's why I said you can cut out another piece to put over top of this after you're all done. So we're just going to fold in the side here. And then bring it up. How you guys doing tonight? Hey, Susan. So then we have a nice little piece like that. I'm going to cut this off right here because then we won't have any puckers. See how that went on there? Real pretty. So our next color is going to be the Arkon. And with this, what I did is I'm going to tack it down here and then I'm going to fold it up. Fold it over so that it will come there. We could even put it down and then fold it. Because we're going to be putting trim on it too. We just want to make sure we got enough on the sides to be able to, you know, tuck it over. So let's just take a little glue and run it down this and just pat it lightly so you don't have that hard stuff on there, because I use the double batting, and so when you cut it, kind of it's got like 2 layers, and so my layers were coming apart, so I had to re-glue it, so I feel some little hard spots here. So So I'm just tucking that under, folding it over, and I'm just going to run a little dab of glue right down the edge of that in order to lay this on top. And we're going to have trim on each area here, so, you know, you're not going to really mess it up. So how's everybody doing? Are you having a good Friday? So now we're going to, after we've done that, we're just going to take our side. I'm going to cut some of this off so we don't have so much bulk there. Then I'm pressing it down, and I'm just going to run that down on the side and just pull it over. Now, of course, it would be much easier if you used a material that had stretch to it, but of course, I didn't. And so that makes it a little bit more difficult. But if you can find the coordinating, you know, fabrics that you really like that are in even the fleece or anything like that, because it will look better if you coordinate your material together. So then we have our second piece on. So now we're going to go with the orange. Let's make sure I have this the right way. So there, I'm going up to this line right here, because that's my next piece. Come down. And then I'm going to fold this up until I hit the line that I have down here. Like that. Go forward and just run a line of glue there. So you see that? And now we're going to pull it over. We can take this part off, put that on. Just pull it tight as you can get it. And you don't really have to worry about this, you know, ring about it being neat, because you can put this over top of it if you're going to make these to sell, so it looks, you can cover up all your boo-doos. So let's see. Now this has a little bit of a rounded curve, so you want to start it in the middle is what I would do, and then gather it in. So you don't have any creases. Hey Deb, there's Deb, there's Cece. Had a little problem getting on. Yeah, I was having terrifying thinking if this would be messed up, but going on, you know, going on with your phone is just so much easier than what we deal with the mevo. So now I'm going to do the same thing. This is my line right here, so I'm going to put a little piece right here, and I'm hoping I made this big enough because it looks quite tight. And I'm going to put it right on there. Then I'm just going to fold it down to where my other material is. Like that, and run some glue right across. So you have that, and then you see, then you know where you're going to put your trim on and everything. So let's cut some of this. Let's see. We're going to make a little. Anytime you want to bring in corners or anything, all you have to do is more or less cut it in so it will fold in nicely. So we'll run it here. And then we're going to bring that in right there at the edge of it. Just make sure you got it tight so it goes around the curve. Just cutting some of this off and bringing it in. Gluing that down. Okay. Well, I don't know. I put it on, and you know, you guys told me to turn it on, and then it would go sideways. Well, it was sideways here, but on here I was like upside down. I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. Just so I can get a wider view. So now we have this piece. Now this I made a little bit bigger because I got to come in at all these different angles, and now I got to try to remember how I cut this. So I am going to bring it in there. See, make sure I got enough on each side. Yeah, that was too bad. Bring it there. So we're gonna fold it like that. Make sure I got enough. Okay. I don't know. The way things have been working out with all of this, with the cameras and the mevos, and it's ridiculous that they do updates and then you can't use your equipment. So with this, we got to fold this in here. We're going to bring it around because there's like a little rounded edge, and then I'm going to have to cut in on that side to be able to more or less miter it in, is what I call it. Because I made this one a little bit bigger because the first one I made was too small, and I was having lots of issues. And we're just going to bring this down and fold it in. So you need to cut this in where there's a yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cut some of this off. I got way too much material here. And I think I'm getting glue all over my good scissors. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to be reading your lips for you, but I don't think I really wanted to read what you were probably thinking when you were having all those issues. There's nothing worse, I don't think, is you get yourself all ready to do a live, and then, you know, you're waiting around for your time to come, and then something goes wrong. It just makes me want to take it all and kick it. Just stomp it. I always think I'm going to go get me a sledgehammer. Take care of it. Okay, now we're going to come around this corner. Let me looky-see on this, what I've got going here, so I can try to pull this out so it doesn't have a bunch of wrinkles. Yeah, I think I messed up these sides. Okay. We're going to cut some of this off. Put some down here. And just pull it. That's pretty frustrating when you don't have any sound. And cutting this off. And all you're doing is more or less just trying to fit it in there as easy as you can to make it not have any little creases. I think I can still take more of this off. Then I'm just going to fold it over. Yeah, I know, you know, when you didn't have, yeah, there's no do-overs, you're right. When you didn't have any sound, I thought I turned something off when we were going inside all that equipment, you know, checking everything out. I thought, oh my God, what did I touch? I have no sound. All right, now we have that all done, and doesn't that look pretty? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Looks really pretty. Now we're gonna put a little trim on it. And I'm gonna use, this is eyelash, it's called eyelash trim, which you can get off of Amazon. I'll have a link in there for you if you want to use this. And just want to make sure you got it on the right side. Let me look at that. This is wrong. Yeah. So we're going to put a row of that. See, so if you have any little booby dupes, like I got a little booby dupe right there, you're gonna fix it with the trim. It's not lost. You just want to, you don't want it to be clumped on here, just like slide it across so that you don't have any lumps. Look this way. And then we're just going to put it down, stretch it through. And pull it over. Okay, we got our first one. Then we're going to use the orange. And this I get off of, I didn't get off Amazon. It might be cheaper. I can't remember. From Etsy. I have a girl on Etsy that I get it from too. Because I have like all the colors. Good. It's a good trim, and it's very reasonable to use when you're making things like this all the time. And you're just gonna put it down there. Try to not get too much glue on there so it squirts out. And bring it right to the back, over it. And then we're gonna cut it off. Do the same thing over on this side. Susan talks to herself anyways? No, she doesn't. I do. I was checking something. I was checking it out on Monday, and I was trying to fool with the camera, and I'm like talking to myself because then I went back and it went on my personal page. I was like, really? Okay. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the purple. Run it down. You've got your little seam right here. Try not to get it all over like I just did. And try not to touch it so you can peel it off. Now we're going to use a little bit of that on this one, the eyelash. This comes in all colors. Purple is what I really wanted, but I can't seem to get the purple anymore. Because they sell it at Walmart. I think I've gotten it. I didn't realize that I was ordering it from the distributor, but they sell it all these other places, you know. And I couldn't get it through them. And then I thought, they probably thought when they see my name, that girl is really not wrapped too tight. Because I was ordering it online, paying more from Walmart and I think Amazon. And then I'd gotten a little bit from the actual person. And they probably thought, man, she is not the brightest bulb there. Until it took me after, I don't know, a couple times before I realized what I was doing. There we have our little hat. See, and then when you want to cover that up, you just cut another piece of this, put it on there. You can glue it on and then cut around the edges, but you can also, so you can have ties. Put it on the back. One of these through here at the top. Especially if you're going to make them to sell, so they look nice and neat and everything. Pull it through. I would put glue all over it and let that dry. And then I cut a piece of the black glitter foam that is got the adhesive, just so it doesn't rip, you know. And then I put it right across here, and then I'll put glue all over this too. So then you can, after all this dries, you can put it on top of here, glue it all on, and then just cut wherever you see the edges around the back part of it. Let that dry. Okay, so there's our little hat. That was quick. I didn't realize how fast I am. Okay, so then, now we're gonna make our candy corn. I don't want, oh, this is same thing. Make your pattern with this, and you're gonna make 2 of these, cut it out, and then you can, you know, the lines will be there. That's gonna give you, cut out all your stuff. This is what you're gonna be putting it on. And I have mine cut out. And the most important thing, let's get this out of here so I can get all those. The most important thing about this is making sure you line it up. But we're going to use that glitter roping for our trim. So that will cover up if you don't get it, you know, really, really tight. So you see I cut this piece out on this one. I cut 2 of these, one for the back, one for my main pattern. And then I do a pencil around. And the only thing is, when you're doing these, you don't want to go in too deep, because I did that on my hat, and I had to glue it because it got a little floppy. You just want to make a ridge, so then you'll know where your stuff is going to go. This doesn't need any backing on it because we're going to be using the glitter foam, but it's what I did. I cut everything out. And the most important thing is your line when you put it down, to make sure that this all fits in. And there'll probably be, you know, some edging off it, and then you, after you get it all together, you just go around the edges and cut it off. If you bring it up to the first line, and we'll glue it, this one, take the backing off, put it up to that one. I think I got it to fit pretty good. See, and then that one. So we got the 3 different colors. So let's take off. And I bought these from Amazon, and I think that you get a pack. I think there's 10 in a pack, and I think it's like $8 or $9. I don't know, it's $7.99, $8.99, something like that. Now, also you can, and I would have used this, but my pattern was not right. You can also use the faux leather, and I happen to have some. You could use it for the hat or this that has like bats on it and stuff, but I wanted this one, and I couldn't, it wasn't, the pattern goes this way, and so I couldn't use it. And I really did want to do it in the pink here. But with this, I think there was another piece, or 2 pieces. I think I got 6 pieces. I think it was like less than, probably about $10. And then also, I got from Amazon, and they had the faux leather that you can use too, but then you will have to either heat press it or glue it. But that's just another, you know, idea to use if you didn't want to use material. Okay. Just matching it up to my little lines. See, it'll be a little off, but after you get done, you can just cut that all off. And because we're using the glitter roping, it gives you a little leeway too, and the lineup. Stick my fingers to it. And this one's going to have to be cut a little bit here. on there, and now we're going to cut it off. The pattern will be, I made the pattern from wood pieces. When I decided what I wanted to do, I'm like, okay, because I like to have like hard copies of everything. And I know that if I, you know, but you'll be getting a pattern with this in the group. And so now I'm going to cut around the edge to take off my excess so it's flush with the edging on this. And I better look and see if I need to, because I'm not going to I'll have a supply list, and the pattern will most likely, I don't know if it will be in Kajabi or if she'll have it in group. I don't know, I can't remember if she put it in the files, my stuff. Or if it goes into Kajabi. But there'll be a pattern, and I'll tell you how many to cut up of each one of them, so then you have a one to cut the foam board, you have one if you want to put a backing on it, and then you have one that you cut to make your pattern for your materials. Okay, so now we have our... Now, another thing that is really important, when you cut this with the foam board, sometimes the edges, you know, when I do it, I use this knife here. This is a Cricut one. I like these the best because you can get them off the things in and out with new blades. But I use one of these. These are from Dollar Tree, and I go around the edges just to take off all the rough edges and smooth it out so it lays really nice. And that they're great for that, because you know, even I used a sharp blade on and I still had some like jagged edges, and this takes care of it. Okay, so now I'm going to put, this is the glitter roping, and I get this, you can get this on Amazon, and I'm going to put the black across, and then we're going to use the, well, this is called rose red, but it's really not rose red. The only thing about when you're buying this, you really got to look at the color that you're picking out, because they'll say it's red and it's like orange. And so you really got to go by the color and not what they call it. They have a couple of them that I bought, and this one's called coffee, and there's nothing about it coffee colored at all. Like this one here. This is called, I have a lot of them. This is called red. And this looks like peachy, or like it might be a peach. So you can't go by what they're called. And we're going to put this around the edge. I just want to make sure I don't need to go with my we're going to start with this going across, and I usually take, and I kind of, because I want it to lay. The only thing with this is you got to make sure your temperature on your, and I usually cut it off at a slant so that I'm not going to have a gunk at the edge. And we're going to turn this up a little bit so I know that it will adhere, because to make it stick together when you got foam, and I think the only thing this is on like plastic tubing, and they glitterize it. So you just want to make sure you got enough glue on there that it adheres to this, because if it doesn't, then it will come loose. And usually it has to do with whatever your temperature is on your I have this like at 310. And we're going to bring it right across, and then I'm going to slant the edge a little bit so it will lay everything up here. See, so if it doesn't meet perfect, you've got a little bit of a leeway here, because you're going to be putting on trim, and the trim can hide a lot of stuff. Okay, so we have our it over here. Gotta remember getting the milk. And now we're gonna put this, I call this like a fuchsia, but, and I'm gonna start that up at the top, so if I make any boogie-doos up here, if I put this on top, my head on top, it will cover it. So, we're just gonna go around, brush it on, and put it on the edge. And you know, you can feel it. You want it to be on the edge, on the top part, so that there's no gap. And we're gonna just go all the way around it. And then, if you do have a little bit of overflow from glue, wait till it hardens up good, and it will peel. It usually peels right off, and you really can't tell. See, and I want that up at the edge, so there's no gaps. Hey, Dawn. What model glue gun? Oh, this is a surbond. It's a professional one. It's wonderful. This got, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I do, because this has tips that I can put on, because I use a lot of trims with my things, and I'm a messy gluer. I'll be honest. That's why I don't, you know, I'm a sewer, and you know, a lot of these things are done with where they're no sew, and they're all glue, and I have to be really careful, because I'm just not my best shot. But with this, because it's got the tips, it really saves you a lot of work. See, I'm just going around the edges and pushing it down. And this, I think, was a yard. So usually the stuff sells like in, I think it's yards. I don't know why I wanted, I don't know where I got that one. I got some of it, and I got to get 10 yards, because I'd rather have it not cut. I don't know if I got that off of Etsy, or if I think the cheapest was Amazon for it. But I'll have all that in my supply list. The only thing you do is don't go by what they're called, because if you go by what's called, you might be sadly mistaken when you get it. And then a lot of times too, when they do these cuts on this, if it's from a different, dye lot, well then sometimes it's off a little bit. See? Yeah, I think I like this better than natural. I wanted to do it all in black, but I can only find 1 yard of the black. I probably used it last year. And then this here, you could just put a bow on it and sell it. You don't have to put it on a reef. Just want to make sure you got this really punched down, because sometimes you might have to go back around and just make sure, flip it over, and make sure you got on the other side. And I'm going to come right up to that and try to get as close as I can. And then I'll stretch it if it's a little bit. Just pinch it in there. See, the back part of this, you don't really have any mess on it. I'm just making sure, go back around it, and make sure you can see it's got glue all the way around. Okay. So now, should I stuff this on here? I just want to see. The only thing is, I got this for my, I was going to use these for my mouth. I don't like them. I don't like it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to put for the mouth. I'll have that in with, I got to think about it. I just didn't like these. I like it for the nose, and I used, these are from, for the eyes. These are from, Dollar Tree. For the eyeballs. And I kind of flipped it up. So it's got like eyelashes, you know, to turn it in this way. And you can, you know, you can set them any which way you want. I'm using the purple on these. And they've had them the last couple of years. So, let me see. How do I want to do this? See, and now you can glue this all the way around per time to cover up all your messy stuff here. And I'm just going across it easily, you know, I don't want it to just set it on top, make sure you got it covered. Then you can go around the edges. See, and then you just cut around the edges to make sure it fits perfect. Let's see. Hold that down. Aren't they cute? Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I think I'll probably end up drawing the mouth on with a magic marker. I don't know. I got to think about it. Because I didn't like those. But the nose is cute for that. I wish I could have gotten different colors of these. Or maybe I'll paint them. Maybe if I paint them, I'll like them better. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. Before I put out all the stuff, I'll have the mouth on it for you. I'm just not, I can make just about anything. But to say I can draw, nada. That's not Debbie's thing. Nope. Can't paint pictures. I mean, I can paint something that's got, I can faux paint, but, no. I can't draw. I usually use that, leave that to my granddaughter. She can draw really well. I usually have her make stuff, that kind of stuff for me. I'm just not my forte. Then you just go around and cut where you can see it. So it will lay nice. Sticking glue down here because it will not, you know, where you got the trim, it's gonna just bunch up just a little bit, so you want to make sure it's pretty flat. Let's see, we'll go around this. See if I can do this without cutting the material. we got that on there like that. So now we can, you know, you can do it straight up and down, curve it a little bit. I like it kind of cocked myself. Like that. I'm going to put this on before I put my eyeballs on so that I know where I've got it. Let's see, I got a piece right here I got to get off. Drives me crazy. All right. Okay. God, I hope I put this up high enough. Yeah, I think I did. So, I think I like it right here. I'm going to cock it. So I'm going to glue it on top of here like that. Now with this one, I glued it with the hot glue, and then I put some of my stick fast on it because I want that to stay really good, and I don't want any floppy stuff happening. I'm not going to put the stick glue on it tonight, or otherwise I won't be able to move it around. It will just go crazy. But this stuff right here, used with any type of hot glue, nothing moves, trust me. But that's what I will put some on it tomorrow. I'm just going to more or less tack this on here so that I can get the eyes in the position that I want them. And I can get this where I want it. Tiny one off. So, I'm cocking mine to the side. Where I've got a little bit there, so then when I put on my eyeballs, they'll be in proportion with it. If I want to use one of these, I don't even know if I like this for the nose, I don't know. I like the eyes, that's a given, I like that, that turned out right. But I'm going to have to think about this. Okay, so we're going to just put some glue on here. We're going to tack it a little bit so that I know where my stuff is at before I attach the eyeballs. And I'm just going to press this down. This is called Stick Fast, okay? Can you tell by the name? But I'm telling you, I use this for my ornaments, and I attach balls to my balls, and they've never come. I pack them, I ship them. It never comes undone, and it's a really tricky ornament. So I don't have one here. This stuff is great for that. Cece's the one that got me turned on to this stuff. And I use it with this. This is just to tack it, and then I'll put some of this on, but this has to set once you get this on there because you don't want it to drip, or it's not as thick as like you know, crazy glue. It's a little bit thinner, but once that sets, trust me, it is not going to move. Okay, let's get her eyes. I wish these were a little bigger too. You want everything, don't you, Debbie? I do. I wish the jewels were a little bit bigger. I looked, and I had the other size spiders I had were like gigunga. It would not have looked right. So we want to bring those in. We want to turn them a little bit. Eyeball them. Make sure I got them even. They don't look cross-eyed. Maybe down a little bit more. Yeah. No. Why is this? I must have brought this down more. Okay. We're going to put that right here. And I'm going to put the other one right there. Talk about eyeballs, that's my girl from the eyelashes. It's got me down. Yeah. Okay. So there. See, and now you can put this, another one of these, if you want to use this for attaching. We're going to put this here. And this, of course, is the same sticky wicky. Then I'm going to put this over top of it. This I might put a little bit of glue over top of that because I put it through the paper and I don't want it to, you know, that's got to stick. So there we are. Now I will, tomorrow, yes. Put a little nose there maybe, and nose. I should maybe put this down here. Maybe I'll use some of that glitter for his mouth. Oh yeah, I could do that. I might use the glitter for his mouth. I could make this like a snake too. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the glitter for that. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to put it on. But that's what I'm going to use. I'll put this for his nose. Figured it out after I looked at it. I should have done that further down. Maybe I'll make another one and see. I just don't think it wouldn't be proportioned then. Yeah. We're going to use this for the mouth. I'll have that on there. Okay. So here we go. Now, you know, you don't have to put these together. You can do them separately. And use them for two different attachments. Or, you know, put them together. Or you could even do this and make it where they can hang it and put a bow on it. I mean, that's very feasible too with this. Very easy. As you can see, I did both things within an hour. It's not that difficult to do. It's more or less just being able to cut it and get it glued. And there you are. I thank everybody for being with me tonight. Thank you so much for showing up. Sorry for all the inconvenience with our stuff this week. And Susan is going to be coming on so she can explain to you what she couldn't tell you that she did on Wednesday. And she's coming on after I'm done, I think, or 8:30, something like that. So stay tuned and you'll be able to find out all the good stuff about what she made. Thanks a lot for coming. See ya. I'll see you next month. Oh, wait a minute. Next month, I'm going to be doing, and I don't know if you guys want what I'm going to be making. This is styrofoam, but I'm going to be making it out of a plastic one, and I'm going to jewel the head with pearls and jewels that come like this from Hobby Lobby. If you want to do it with me, I'll make sure you have a supply list beforehand, so you can watch me, but I'm going to be doing a head with the pearls. This is going to be bigger. This is just what I could find. Actually, I have a smaller one, but I'd love to have had a bigger one like this, because this one's even got squirrels and curls all over it, but this is too small. I don't know where I got that. But, this is something I'm going to be doing next month. I don't know if I'll do it I'm on twice. Next month, I don't know if I'll do it on the first, probably the first one or not. And I'm also going to be doing a scarecrow head for an attachment.